Hey, it's Fort Worth Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships, and
Sex.
And today we're going to discuss a common feature of game or dating and relationships that's not comfortable, but it's very common.
It is.
And it has to be addressed. And it's handling rejection. And we're going to talk about like front end rejection. We're not talking about like breakups down the road.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about like when you ask a girl out either by face to face, by text,
Yeah.
by a note. Do you like me?
Check yes
this,
or no.
Yes. Because that's how it starts. But that is what we're going to talk about today and give you some we're going to tell you, number one, what not to do, which is the most important thing, and how to handle it, and how your mindset, where it should be, and what is successful.
Yeah.
Because not all rejection is permanent. We try to convey that. We don't want to give false hope, but a lot of guys don't realize that, like, it's situational.
And the way you handle it makes a huge difference on
you can
the
either
next.
burn your bridge.
Yeah.
So, at the same time, it's a major problem as far as when it comes to women.
Yes.
Because women are gun shy around men when it comes to this stuff, and this is why they hold their purse close to their body. This is why they kind of wince when you go, "Hey, would you?" Because they've dealt with guys who take rejection badly.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Well, I think that this is one of those topics that when men are reading it or even listening to it, but are become aware of men who are taking rejection poorly, I think that 99.9% of men do not think it applies to them. And 99.9% of you are terrible at handling rejection when it actually comes down the pipe. Like, terrible.
And the vast majority of guys I've seen get rejected do respond badly.
Yes.
It's like, fuck you, you bitch.
It's a knee-jerk,
Hey.
bitter, seething, scary.
Punitive.
Yeah.
Insulting.
Cruel.
Yeah.
It's always that they're going to teach them a lesson. It's always that they're going to knock them down a few notches. Instead of just doing the Roger that, like we've talked about before, instead of just kind of going, okay, and moving on like it never even happened, men do not do that whenever they are theoretically possibly temporarily rejected. Asked out on a date, I'm really not in a good place right now. That might just be her nice way of saying fuck off, but it might be
she's in a bad place right now.
She's not in a good place right now.
Yeah.
For a couple of different reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be all kinds of reasons, but men do not handle it well across the board practically ever.
And if you don't talk to girls a lot in a casual, you won't know this, but once you kind of get to know a lot of girls,
yeah,
it's a real problem. And they're hesitant to even just talk about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's not like abuse, but it's kind of abusive. You know what I mean?
It makes girls gun shy the same way that it makes you gun shy in being in an abusive relationship.
Exactly.
It's almost like it is a level of it.
Yeah.
And if you see bad rejection, you kind of go, that could lead all kinds of abusive places.
Exactly.
Because somebody who's like, fuck you, you bitch, because I wouldn't go out on a date with you.
Can you imagine them behind closed doors after
Exactly.
Yeah. So how do you handle, most people, I don't know if I would say most people ask people out through text today.
I think that's probably
I don't
accurate.
know how
Some
many-
form of written
Some form of-
communication, textual communication.
Text, email,
I don't think it's
Facebook
email.
messaging, Facebook messaging, AOL, Instant Messenger, Snapchat. But
MySpace.
so the goal and how you have to, one, have a plan in case she says yes.
Yeah.
And two, know in your mind and have a plan if she says no.
Yeah.
You're going to remain non-reactive. Non-reactive.
That is the key phrase right there, guys. I don't care if you have to write that down on a Post-it note and put it in 50 different places.
Yeah.
Have it tattooed on your palm.
Non-reactive. And that's how you have to deal with any type of rejection or being turned down. When it comes to texting, depending on your relationship, if it's just like online, you don't actually have any social ties.
Yeah.
We always recommend Roger that.
Roger that.
Gay. K. Not
just
even
the
okay.
Letter.
Just the letter K. And if you're really, throwing a long bomb, you can just say, I don't want to get you pregnant. But if it's social, somebody that's in your social circle,
yeah,
you just say okay.
Yeah.
And you leave it.
Exactly.
Because the idea, and you have to kind of like play each of these by ear, is sometimes the girl's really not. She's got a guy hidden.
Yeah.
The ex-husband's back on the scene. Most of the time, you're turned down. Has, in fact, probably 99%, has nothing to do with you.
Nothing.
It's all timing.
Yeah, it's just bad timing.
Yeah, she would go. Girls are flexible.
Yeah.
But there's somebody or somebody's else in the background.
Or she genuinely just got dumped by someone.
Yeah, she's trying to process.
There are all kinds of every end of the spectrum.
Yeah. It could be, 99% of romance is timing.
It's true.
So, you can play the long game.
Yeah.
You simply say, okay. And you never mention it. You never bring it up. And you treat her like you treated her the day before you asked her out.
Yeah.
You don't make it weird. You never mention it. And I wouldn't even tell other people. I just say, or if somebody says, hey, do you know something? Yeah, I know. You can just leave it at that.
Girl.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You leave it at that because circumstances change.
Yeah.
Especially with social circle. If it's online, but non-reactive, and the girls are like, shit, he's kind of cool. They don't get a negative reaction from you. You know what I mean? And if you can keep your shit together when you're being rejected, that says something about who you are, your character. And what it really tells them is you're used to being around women.
Now, what I will say is you have to take this all the way. You send that message, you send that response to the rejection, and then you don't circle back. Because what I see more often than not is even if they give the quote-unquote correct response, 3 hours later, they'll come back with more.
The guy will.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They'll come back with more.
Yeah.
I sent the right response, but now I really need
stop.
her to, they just cannot stop themselves from still telling her off in some way.
Yeah.
It always spirals. It always goes bad. And again, there's no reason to burn bridges.
And here's the thing with girls. If you're not fucking her, you cannot teach her a lesson.
No.
If a girl's not having sex with you and is not emotionally invested in you, you're never going to teach her anything. All it's going to teach her is that you're kind of a dumbass and that you don't get women.
And that she made the right choice.
That she made.
By
It's going to
rejecting
reinforce,
you.
yeah. And that's all it says.
Yeah.
It's like when a girl comes at you that you dump, and she comes at you aggressively. You're like, yeah, I did the right thing.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. So it's called one and done.
Yeah.
You say, okay, gay, I don't want to get you pregnant, whatever. And then you leave it.
Yeah.
If you have to, delete it.
Uh-huh.
But a very small minority of girls do get off on being bitches about rejection.
Yeah.
You don't want to give her any satisfaction.
No.
You always want to be like, okay.
Okay.
Next.
Roger that.
Yep. Next one.
And 9 times out of 10, within, I would say, 2 or 3 months, that girl will circle back to you.
Yeah.
Especially if you are non-reactive and don't follow up with a lesson.
Nope.
Or anger.
Nope.
Or a pleading. That also happens, where men will be like, Are you sure? Like, what can I do to change your mind?
You can't.
You just don't do it.
It's never worked.
It's never worked.
It's literally
before,
never worked.
And it couldn't dry pussies faster.
And I also need to convey too, romantic persistence, which like Grant Cardone is the classic, well-known guy. And he, we talk about celebrities that give bad lessons.
Yeah.
And he called his now wife for 18 months in a row and asked her out. At least that's the story. Who knows?
Yeah.
And finally she gave in the 18th month, and now they're married. Romantic persistence had a purpose when girls only met 3 or 4 or 5 guys before she got married.
Yeah.
It kind of showed that you had strength, you had tenacity, you stuck with it. And the girls generally, their grandmother knew you and their mom knew you and you're in the neighborhood. But now, there's no place for romantic persistence.
No.
It just comes across as stalking, then you end up with a restraining order.
Yeah.
So one and done.
One and done.
You're going to ask once, she's going to say no, you're going to say fine.
If she wants to go out after you've asked her that one time and she rejected, when she circles back, she'll indicate something about it.
She will put herself back into your orbit.
Yes, she will.
Yeah.
Girls are really good at this.
She'll ask you a question, an innocuous question. If you're a mechanic, she'll ask you something about her car.
That doesn't even need to be fixed.
No. It's trust. And guys go, whenever I tell guys this, they go, son of a bitch. Because they know that there's girls that have circled.
Often.
Yeah. There are girls that circled back with hey, my son uses creatine. Is it safe?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, yeah, it's okay. And she really just wants to start a conversation.
Exactly. How was your holiday?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Or I'm going to be in town for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's an open invite.
Yeah.
So just know, if you handle this correctly, she's not in the right place at the right time.
For whatever reason.
She will become so. And it's easier for a girl to actually contact you than to reach out to a guy she's never met. Because girls hate rejection themselves.
Yes.
But she knows you're open to suggestion.
Yes.
You've already asked. She said no, it was bad timing. She knows it's bad timing. You didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hell, she might have wanted to go out with you more, but she's already got an ex-husband who, is the father of her kids.
Right.
In her home, or trying to come back.
Who knows?
She's going to feel it out.
It's always something.
I lost track of the number of girls that would go, hey, you remember back when? I was going through a bad time. This is what was happening.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh. Because you're already moved, you haven't even thought about it.
Yeah.
So, yes, with rejection, it's be non-reactive. Give them a nice negative, or not negative, but a neutral
response.
And never be butthurt and just one and done. You don't bring it back up. And don't circle back around.
Don't circle back around. She will if you don't.
Yeah, she will. Yeah. If she wants it, she'll let you know.
Yeah.
Indirectly.
So
keep your antennas up when girls ask you neutral questions out of nowhere. That's not by chance.
No, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We know what we see.
If you guys like this video, share, comment below where maybe you asked a girl out and she came back around. A lot of people are married that go, yeah, I wasn't that keen on him. I was going out with his best friend, or I told him no.
Exactly.
And then I changed my mind.
Exactly.
So all these things, they circle back around.
Always.
Yeah, I turned Bunny down the first time she asked.
Oh. When I was naked in the hallway.
Yeah, I was like, you might not want to come in here.
Yeah.
That's funny. If you like it, share it, comment below, subscribe. We have products down below. I don't know, the dating system, if you're going out.
Yeah.
The dating system, there's a link for that down below.
It's a good one.
You can take a system that I built and you can customize it for yourself. It works because logistics get lost in the mix.
And having a plan matters.
Yeah, it's smooth. It makes it. Girls want a date to be like a romantic movie.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is if you script it and you know what's going to happen before it happens.
I love it.
All right,
I love
guys.
it. We want you to win. Bye.